Hi, everybody. Um, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I felt like I need to record something right now because I just need to get some thoughts off my chest. I don't know if I'm going to upload this video or not, but this is going to be very, 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 very different from my usual videos. But I feel like I need to make this video because if I have to project what's going on in my head outward somewhere, because if I don't, I'm gonna fucking lose it. So yeah, I'm just going to speak straight from the heart right now. Um, my entire life, I have been battling with depression, and last night, uh, my depression came back for the first time in a while. I was on a really good streak where I was really happy. And then all of a sudden, it just comes out of fucking nowhere and it just hits me. It's like, hey, you, I feel you're gonna feel sad now. And it's like, why? And it's like, and it's like, yeah, that's the way you're gonna feel right now. And I'm sorry. I just fucking hate feeling like this. Like all the time. Like whenever I think I'm going to be happy and I think, oh, finally, I won't be sad anymore, then bam, it comes and it hits you right when you least expect it. And it fucking ruins your day. I don't know why I am this way, but it's fucking killing me on the inside because you've seen my past videos. You saw how normal and how happy I was, but then there's moments in time when you just feel so fucking bad and you can't control it. And and I'm sick and I'm get so sick and tired of hearing people say depression isn't real. People are quote unquote fake depressed. They only say it when they don't. They only say it to get attention. They say it so that they can make other people feel sorry for them. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about shit like that because it's fucking real. Depression is fucking real. And science or whatever. I'm all fucked up right now, so this is going to be long and rambling. And now I'm good. Now I need to fucking blow my nose. God damn it. I'm I'm so fucking broke. I don't even have any fucking tissues. So there would be times where when I was a kid, when I would be so afraid to talk to someone because my first instinct is I don't want to approach this someone. I don't want to say hi. How are you doing? Are you having a good day? There were so many times when I didn't want to do that because my initial instinct is this person's gonna hate me. This person's gonna hate my guts. Now, why would I think that? I don't know why. I just do. And I it's just like, for example, let me just show you something. This is my bass guitar. I love it. I just got it yesterday or 2 days, 3 days ago. And I liked it and I love it because it's something new for me to enjoy because I've been playing guitar, regular 6 string guitar for 13 years of my life. And then I bought and then I traded a few of my. I used to have 10 guitars. I traded off most of them so I could get other instruments because I wanted to expand my mind musically to try out other avenues. Like I got this Yamaha keyboard here. I traded a guitar for this. I traded one of my guitars for this. I traded another one of my guitars for an electronic drum kit because I wanted to learn. Because I thought to myself, it's so limiting to want to only be just a guitar player. I want to learn as many instruments as I can, as many instruments that I'm interested in learning. Because if there's just one little spark of, if there's one spark of shit. I'm so fucked up. I can't even think of the word. If there's one little spark of one spark of interest, then the sky's the limit with that for me. And that's where I find joy in my life. Is I find joy in my life through music. I used to think that, and the one dangerous thing that I was doing was I I used to only source my happiness based on external forces. And what I mean by that is I used to get my happiness out of, like, for example, I used to take my entire self worth and put it all on something I was excited for. Like, let's say, for example, Fantastic Four, that awful 2015 movie when they tried to start over from scratch and do a reboot of Fantastic Four. I love Fantastic Four comics from Marvel. I love them. They're some of my favorite characters. They're a bunch of fun. And so when that movie absolutely fucking sucked, I felt awful. I was so fucking angry that that movie sucked because it's like I was thinking to myself, what am I supposed to do with my life now? I was building up all this excitement, all this joy towards this one event, this one thing. And if it sucks, that means I suck because everything else, because this was the only thing that mattered to me, was this thing being something that I will enjoy, something that I will source my happiness out of like a fucking parasite, and I will attach myself to it and just bam. Then I was happy. Like, for example, I'll use a video game, for example, The Last of Us. When The Last of Us came out for the PlayStation 3, oh man, I was so excited for that fucking video game, and when it finally came out and it was even better than I even hoped it would be. Oh, I was on cloud 9. I felt so happy. I didn't even know happiness could be achieved on that level within oneself. But then I quickly realized something. It all has to do with your mindset. It all has to do with your brain, how you think, what your mindset is, how you set your mind. And what I mean by that is, if you tell yourself you're sad, that means you are sad. If you tell yourself you're happy, you have to keep telling yourself you're happy, you're happy, you're happy, you're happy, you're happy, and then all of a sudden, you are happy. And you only are, what I quickly realized over these past few months of trying to do self-growth, self-development, improving your mindset, trying to improve your mentality and positive thinking, what I learned about that stuff is it all starts with your mind, with your brain. It all starts with how you think about things. Because all of a sudden, I was doing a lot better socially. I was able to talk to strangers. I was having great conversations with strangers I never met before. I was able to very quickly start making new friends and making friends with anybody. And I'll tell you another thing. There would be times before I began a journey of self-improvement or attempting to do self-improvement, because Lord knows I have a long way to go. What I did was I would go to a bar and I would sit there by myself with my head down, taking deep breaths and sighing, going, feeling like that. Because I would be so depressed that no one would talk to me. Think about that for a second. I would sit by myself because I would be so depressed I had nobody to talk to. I'm in a fucking bar, for fuck's sakes. That's where people go to meet people, generally, sometimes. That was the stereotype. That's what I thought. If you want to make friends, you go to a bar. But then, boy almighty, was I starting to think of the wrong thing. And I could make an entire video about my fucking lack of a love life. I could go on. I could write an entire fucking book about that if I so desired. Because yeah, I'm gonna make myself vulnerable, but at this point I don't give any more fucks about what other people think about me anymore, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm 25 years old. I'm gonna be 26 years old in May. And I've never been on a date in my life. I've never had a girlfriend in my life. I've never even kissed a girl on the lips. Why am I telling you all this? Because for the longest time, that was a big source of my depression. Because I didn't have any romance in my life. And I would see all these couples out in the wild being happy together. And I thought, shit, that looks wonderful. I wish I had that. And because I don't have that, I feel awful. But now with my current mindset, I've realized now, just because you don't have a girlfriend, or if you don't have a significant other, whatever your sexual orientation is, doesn't matter. It's you cannot put your happiness, you cannot source your happiness, you cannot source your joy all from other people. You can't, because if you expect other people to be your only reason to make you happy, then you're going to have a sad life. And for the longest time, I did have a sad life. But then then I started to realize things were coming very quickly. Things were coming full circle to me. Because I was in a depressive slump for several months where I was doing nothing with my life, but I was just sitting on my ass watching YouTube and Netflix all day. That is all I did. That is the only thing I gave a fuck about. And then it hit me. What am I doing with my life? I'm not doing shit. I need to get my act together because... Sorry. And it's because I want to leave a mark on this world. Because I don't want to die and my name doesn't mean shit to anybody. Because I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a mark. I want to leave an impact. Because before I leave this earth and go wherever it is we go when the afterlife, whatever it is you believe in, I want to be fucking remembered. I want people to say, hey, this guy was a great guy and he did great things. And for the longest time, I was very suicidal. There were so many days when I would wake up and I would think, God, please kill me. Because I have nothing to live for. And I hated feeling like that, and it's making me cry right now because I remember how I felt back then. And I'm so happy that I'm in a different place in my life where I don't have to go back to those thoughts anymore. Because for a while, I thought that's all life was. I thought all life was feeling like shit. And I thought that the only way to feel anything else besides feeling like shit was to take a knife and stab yourself in the neck until you fucking die. That's what I thought. But that's but then I realized it's all your mindset, because I've come to realize your mind is the most powerful part of you. Because without your mind, you have nothing. Everything comes from your brain. And I get really sad because, yes, because even though I say I'm going through a battle with depression, there are things in my life that cause me to feel sad, because feeling sad is human. But there's so much more to life than just feeling sad. There's so many other emotions. Sad is only one emotion. But the thing about it is, sadness can become so strong and so overwhelming and so overbearing that you forget that other emotions can exist. And now I'm so grateful that I can feel other emotions again. And and I'll tell you, it's all I owe everything that in my current phase of life. I'm so grateful to. I want to make sure I'm remembering everybody. Who is it now? It was that person, one, that person, that person, that person, that person. I want to say there's 5 people right now that if it wasn't for these 5 people for giving me a source of inspiration, I honestly think I would have killed myself by now. And I want to tell you who those 5 sources of inspiration were: Dave Grohl, Paul McCartney, Billie Eilish, Phineas, and Lana Del Rey. Those are the people that showed me the light. Because right now I owe everything to them. I am forever in those 5 people's debts because they brought me back to music. Because I have to take off my glasses because I can't even stand to look at myself in the camera preview window right now in OBS. And by the way, I'm wiping my nose not because I'm a cocaine addict, but it's because mucus is coming out because of my emotions. Um, Sorry, I'm just taking a moment here. For me, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Um, Dave Grohl is a huge inspiration for me because. Sorry. Great, now my allergies are coming back in the middle of me trying to make a fucking video. Um, Dave Grohl is a huge inspiration to me um, because he was very depressed after his friend Kurt Cobain died. Because for someone who's lived an entire life in music, he went through a phase of his life. I don't know how long he said it was. Maybe it was like a month or a few weeks or something like that. It was in the documentary about the story of the Foo Fighters, but he said he went through a part. There was a time where he couldn't even listen to music. He couldn't. He just couldn't make himself play the drums. He couldn't make himself play guitar. He couldn't make himself play music. He couldn't listen to music at all But he overcame that because I like to think that I like to think that he overcame the pain by going back to the thing he loved, which is music. And apart from being a phenomenal musician, a phenomenal songwriter, a phenomenal performer, I see Dave Grohl as an idol, as a hero, because he's just also just a really nice guy. At least that's what it seems like from all the interviews. He doesn't let fame get to his head. He just is, and from what it looks like, continues to be just a really nice guy. The next person I want to talk about is Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is a source of inspiration to me because, well, the Beatles, all the Beatles, but Paul especially, because to me, Paul is my favorite Beatle, and I don't know why, but he comes across to me as a guy that just loves to play. He's just a guy that just loves to play music, and that's his joy in life. And watching, the Beatles was probably the first time I ever remember hearing music. I swear. That's why I have such a strong love for the Beatles, and why I say the Beatles are my favorite band. Because it's a direct link to my earliest memory of music. And I just, sorry, Jesus. I just remember being Paul McCartney. Every time I see a video of Paul McCartney, he just makes me happy because he makes great music, and you can tell he's having fun playing music. And when you hear someone having fun making great music that you also enjoy what they're playing, and you see they're having a great time, it makes you have a great time. And the thing I love about Paul is he's in his 70s, and he still has that wonder and that magic and that joy. He never lost it. When he was a kid in the Beatles, in his 20s until now, he has never lost that childlike joy of doing what he enjoys to do. And I see that as a huge inspiration. And my life will forever be in debt to Paul McCartney as well as Dave Grohl. Next up on my list of people of inspiration is Billie Eilish. And what this what this 18-year-old girl has done is nothing short of phenomenal with her life. It is she's so young, so brilliant, unbelievably talented. And she is the perfect example of don't you ever dare judge a book by its cover. As I'll tell you about how I discovered Billie Eilish was I was just scrolling through my YouTube homepage recommended videos, and I kept seeing Billie Eilish pop up over and 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 over again. And I'm like, why is a modern pop star why is a modern pop star in my feed. Get her out of here. I want nothing to do with modern pop because I was so fucking ignorant that I thought if it's not classic rock, if it's not classic metal, if it doesn't have guitar, bass, and drums, I want fucking nothing to do with it. How small minded I was back then. That was when I was a teenager. I started to enjoy other forms of music now, but then what I quickly realized is I don't give a fuck what label is on the music. If music is sound, orchestrated sound to sound a certain way, it's a bunch of people putting a bunch of sounds together. That's what music is. And all of a sudden, people started to put words to it. They call it rock, they call it metal, they call it hip hop, they call it blues, they call it jazz, they call it classical. But what I've very quickly come to realize is I just love music. I don't care anymore what the label says. If my brain tells my ears I like this, I like it, and I shouldn't make any more apologies for liking what I like. And I just had this wrong impression of Billie that she was a manufactured artist. This was the preconceived notion going on in my head. And all it took for me to completely change my mind about Billie Eilish and what ended up making me become a fan of hers to the point that I could say I love her brother, and her music now is I was listening to Howard Stern on the radio one day, and then she was the guest, and hearing her mindset on life, hearing her positive attitude, hearing that she herself also battles with depression, and just hearing how unbelievably talented she is, what a phenomenal voice she has, what a talented songwriter, what a talented lyricist she is. At her age, completely blew me away. And it's because I actually took the time to say, hold on, don't judge a book by its cover. Why don't you try reading a few pages of the book before you judge it? I don't have tissues, but I have paper towels, so I guess these will have to make do. So, that's Billie Eilish. What can I say about Phineas, her brother? He's another source of inspiration to me. I'm closer to Phineas's age than I am to Billie's. Phineas is about, I think he's 22 or 23, or going to be 23. So he's in his early 20s, less than 25. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I'm not going to edit this video. This is all going to be one take, because I want this to be raw and straight from the heart. So if you think my sneezing and my sniffling is annoying, I'm sorry. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck anymore. And what I mean to say when I say when I say I don't give a fuck anymore is I don't give a fuck about other people's opinions of me anymore. I am who I am. And if you don't like it, then too bad. Ah, fuck. Great, now I'm having an allergy attack in the middle of a fucking video. Great. What I enjoy about Phineas is he has a lifelong What I enjoy about Phineas is he has a lifelong bond with his sister. And his sister is his best friend. And they care for each other. And they have each other's backs. And they both are doing what they love to do together, which is music. And Phineas himself is a great producer, very mature for his age. Both him and both him and Billy are very mature for their age. I mean, fuck, they're way more mature than I am. That's for goddamn sure. And yeah. The last person I wanted to mention, but absolutely not least, is Lana Del Rey. And as a few of you might know, I have just just a teensy tiny bit of a crush on Lana Del Rey because she is so talented, and oh my god, is she as equally gorgeous as she is talented. And when I, but there's a thing about her about her voice, about the way she sings. It's just so different because her voice is very low pitched. But then people thought, but then she thought, people were saying, oh, that's all she does? She just sings low. But then she's got other songs where she goes higher. And hearing such a diverse range of voice like that in someone, as someone that wants to be that it wants to get voice lessons because, as well as playing musical instruments, I want to be, because your voice can also be a musical instrument as well. I want to sing too, and I want to learn to sing better because my god, my singing voice is fucking terrible. but 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 her songs inspire me because she's another example of a person that's not rock, but she has this very cool style of her own where I was watching a documentary about her, about someone just analyzing her music, and It almost looks like I'm watching a documentary about an artist from the 1950s, and I mean that in the absolute greatest way possible. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, those five people: Dave Grohl, Paul McCartney, Billie Eilish, Phineas, and Lana Del Rey. Those are my five musical inspirations that are giving me a purpose, that are driving me forward, that are giving me that are bringing back my love and passion of music. And that's the thing, right? As us as musicians, we can express ourselves through thoughts and ways that words won't work. Well, unless you are a singer, then of course your words can work. But even then, you could just hum a tune, hum a melody without using words and still get a point across. But but uh, but then what I quickly realized is sorry why are so many of us why are so many of us why are so many of us moved by music? It's simply because of the fact that it makes us feel something. Because if you listen to music and you were ambivalent and you didn't care, it's like I feel bad for you. How can music is one of the greatest things in life? I mean, how can it? I've never once. I have yet to meet a person that says I do not love music. I just haven't. Because to me, music is life. Music is love. And no, I'm not trying to be funny, but I know some people make a Shrek is love, Shrek is life joke. Anyways, wow. Yeah. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, this has been a. You have seen me go through a complete roller coaster of emotions throughout this video. But I'm not afraid to say I am an emotional person. And I'm not gonna. I know I'm not gonna risk and I don't care that I'm risking being judged for it, or people are gonna say I'm weak, that people are going to say I'm a pussy, people are going to say shit like that. I am who I am. I am me, and if you don't like it, oh well. Uh, what else can I say? All I can say is if you are a musician, no, no, fuck it. No, I have to broaden my scope here. If you watching this video, it doesn't matter if you're a musician, it doesn't matter who you are. If you are a human being struggling with depression, having suicidal thoughts, I just want to tell you right now, life does get better. It really does. As for the longest time, I thought it didn't. Because if I, after all the shit I've seen in my life, if I No, it can get better. Then it absolutely can get better for you. So please, I want you to know there is hope. There is hope, and you just have to start. It all starts with your mind. It all starts with thinking. Just think to yourself. I know it sounds. If you're depressed right now and you don't think it's ever going to get better, just tell yourself, it will get better. 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 And then all of a sudden, bam, it is better. So, yeah. I think I've rambled long enough. So, if you made it this far into the video and didn't click away, thank you so much for allowing myself to spill my guts to you. And I don't know if I'm going to lose a lot of viewers, or if I'm going to stop, or if people will stop watching me because they're not going to like this video and they're going to hate me forever. Now I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen when I upload this video. But all I will say is my name is Jaron. That is Jaron. Jaron with a J in front. I mean Aaron with a J in front. Excuse me. Yeah, but you know me as MrGamingGuitarist. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.